Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Donnie.
And I'm Nick, and today we're rambling about our Manitoulin special.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody who's watching can see in the background we have the Georgian Bay
Yeah.
and some islands, but just beyond those little islands there is the big island.
Yeah, the big Manitoulin Island.
And Manitoulin. Really nice place.
Yeah. We explored it a little bit with our limited time we had there.
Yeah, we got across on the swing bridge.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Now, what was it said about that? How often does it turn around?
Every hour, on the hour, it's closed for 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
So, really, it's only operational for 45 minutes of every hour, right?
Well, it's only operational for 15 minutes of every hour.
No, like you can cross it for 45
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, so it's like for 15 minutes, every single hour you can't cross.
Yeah.
And it's a single lane, right? So
Yeah, single lane.
the cars have to take turns.
Yep.
So that even reduces your time to cross it. So it's quite tricky. It's a skill to get onto the island.
Yeah, we seen someone run the red there.
Yeah, definitely ran the red because they were checking out to make sure they got across in time. But yeah, it's nice. So we went across that way. You can go in from the Bruce Peninsula, which is sort of the more familiar or common way to the people down our direction on the Chi Man.
Yeah.
Nice little car ferry. Do you know how much that is for a ride?
It was like $80 for like a van years ago.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what
so
it's probably a little
100 and something maybe.
Yeah.
So you can look into that, go that direction, or you can take that nice long drive. If you're just going to Manitoulin, probably not worth the extra drive, right?
Well, it's the same distance, same time.
Really?
Yeah. It's
because it's go down the whole Bruce Peninsula.
Yeah, exactly. You go up to Bruce Peninsula, take the ferry. Ends up being like because when you look it up on Google Maps, I don't know if they add like the ferry time.
Crossing, right?
Yeah, because you're just getting to the ferry, getting on a ferry, and going because it's like 5 hours and 45 minutes or whatever to take the ferry way, or 8 hours, or whatever, to 7 hours coming around this way. So it's roughly a 2 hour.
If you want the ferry ride.
Yeah,
that might be
it is
an
cool. The ferry ride is pretty cool.
Yeah, you like it? You've been on the ferry a few times,
yeah.
But anyway, so we drove. Got round there, so we go in from the north side of the island, right?
Yep.
And then so the Cup and Saucer is one of the big, like the well-known trails. It's pretty soon after you get on the island too.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't that far. It wasn't much of an investigation.
No.
But it is really worth the hike.
Yeah, it was a good 2 hours there and back.
Yeah,
and we
trip.
spent 20 minutes at least at the the points.
Yeah, so there's a bit of an incline, bit of a climb. Like it's nothing too strenuous. Bits up and downs and rocks over tree roots, the usual, and then the steepest part has that staircase. Which is quite steep for a staircase.
They definitely need to do a better job labeling the trail, though.
Yeah, the trail.
Because it is just, there's forks everywhere going every which direction.
I wonder if it's one of them things, because obviously, whatever way we took, we were able to get to the main lookout. I wonder if it's one of those things, all roads lead to Rome. Except for that group of people that we saw.
Yeah, they're lost.
Who
double
back on themselves and said, I'm pretty sure we were here before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was... I don't know why I always put that one off. Even last year when we came to the island, I never went to Cup and Saucer. I think it's because I thought it took longer. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, we 2 hours in and out, and it was the view was fantastic.
It was sticky, muggy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So on the way up, not a breeze.
No.
We're out of shape probably too, right?
Yeah, I'd put myself in that category.
That would probably lead to some of the exertion that we're putting out.
Yeah, my chair is also sinking in the sand a little more than you, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting up there a little bit. So good walk, good hike, and then once you get up to there's a couple of lookouts. Mm-hmm. You're just hanging off that edge there,
yeah,
and it's just stunning.
Wonder how high it is.
It's probably not that high. It as far
probably 100 feet.
Let me look. You can talk about something else while I'm looking up that there.
And it's like the most northern part of the Niagara Escarpment, right? One of the most northern parts.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely well worth it.
Let's see.
What do you got?
Hi is the cup.
So yeah, it was a 5 kilometer round trip walk. The GPS said.
How far?
5 kilometers.
Eating me.
So that's not bad
That's
at all.
That's not really bad at all.
Well, at least a kilometer of that is incline.
That's what it says. Cup and Saucer Trail is a 3.1 mile moderately trafficked loop located near northeastern Manitoulin. Why isn't this one give me?
Actually, I had my GPS watch on. I could just
you can get that out. Elevations.
Now you got to keep talking.
Yeah, I got to keep talking. So yeah, we did that. Got back to the parking lot. So we're in the sort of peak of summer, but we were during the week. So there was probably another maybe 10 to 15 vehicles in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't really run into a lot of people. No, we overtook some people.
So our elevation gain was 96 meters.
Oh, so
300 feet.
Yeah, so it's pretty. It's good height.
That's not
300
bad.
feet.
So our max elevation 217 meters, and where we started was 80 meters.
Right. Yeah. So it's up there.
Average air temperature 30 degrees Celsius.
Oh, it was
max
warm.
temperature 34.
Yeah, it was warm.
And 99% humidity.
Yeah, humidity.
Well, that morning we woke up right at our other spot. Couldn't even see your hand.
Right. Yeah, it was moist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So got up there. Not a lot of people. There's a few people around. Doing the normal things, taking selfies, talking to themselves.
Or the birthday wishes.
Or some girl. Yes, that some girl who was seemingly doing. She must be on some sort of app where people pay her to talk to them or something, because she was repeatedly doing
birthday wishes to different people every second.
A lot of them sounded similar. Like there was the 3 she did that were exactly the same, but just changed the name, and then there was a couple just sounded. First of all, I thought she was like talking to her kids. Yeah. Like because it was that sort of personalized.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And then it sort of transpired that it was a long list of birthday greetings. So I'm not sure if there's somebody who pays money to hear her speak to them. But when she got out there and then she followed us up to the lookout. Mm-hmm. And she was taking more selfies of her flexing her muscle, which didn't really have muscles. And no, in the fitness gear, the whatever the leggings and the sports bra type thing, and flexing her muscles. Yeah. And
the best part was the smoke,
lighting up a smoke afterwards. Picture of health, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that was good. Seeing a few other people.
It was actually not near as busy as I was expecting, which is good because the parking lot had probably had a few cars in it, that's for sure. And we really only seen 2 or 3 groups of people.
Yeah, we went past some people, and again, if part of people taking some of the other trails,
getting lost.
Yeah, we did on the way up and down, we did pass a number of people. It wasn't like a train of people, constantly. And then when we got back down, the parking lot was still full for different cars. So, all in all, it's a pretty decent walk. Not overly busy, but there's probably times holiday weekends, I would assume be quite a bit more busy.
Yeah. Well. Then you seen your bird? Yeah. You're hanging off the cliff there.
Oh yeah. Wow.
We'll insert that picture.
Yeah, that was That was pretty scary. Yeah. But it was worth it.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta get out there and hopefully get the images that you need to get.
And that one lady who crawled like 20 feet to get to the edge. That was pretty good too.
Yoga instructor.
Oh, the yoga instructor who had zero balance. She said.
Yeah. She was afraid she couldn't go near the edge because she has no balance.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to tell us she's a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Like that's somebody you probably didn't want to go to the yoga with. I think probably one of the key tenets of yoga is balance.
Balance. I would imagine. I mean,
as you can see, we don't do yoga.
Yeah.
But
rumor has it that is part of the
part of the gig. So that was really it for the Cup and Saucer. And then we started heading around, started driving through some of the more like the northern edge coastal towns and whatever. We got the Bridal Falls, which is sort of like the next big-ish landmark attraction.
There's certainly an attraction.
Yeah, all the parking lot area there was full. The side of the road leading up to it was full. So anywhere within a short walking distance was full. So we used to say we'll come back later, just regardless to see what it was like. But if you're going for waterfall photos, it's probably not a good one to try and get.
Yeah, or off season, go in the off season
because it's going to be full of people.
Yeah. It was nuts.
Yeah, it's like a big public bathtub.
Yeah.
So that again, we touched on. So when we came back later, Got down, same thing, but there was not a lot of people. They weren't running into people. It wasn't like there was a lineup.
Yeah.
But when you get down there, there's probably 20 people or so
swimming, like right in front of the falls that you're trying to take a picture of. But I mean, everyone's there for fun. So.
Exactly. We can't tell people what to do. So any of the images we've got of that will have people in them.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful waterfall.
Yeah,
really
watch
nice.
out for the poison ivy.
Yeah. So I think it's Cascades, something like that. There it says the town that looks after it, and they've got signs everywhere. It just says, and you look, it's just poison ivy everywhere.
Last year when we came, there's a. I'll try to find the picture. I got a picture of a picnic table in just a sea of poison ivy. It's like
it's
like,
teasing you.
Yeah, it's almost like they picked it up and put the picnic table in the poison ivy, because it's not like there's even like real trails around it. Like if you're sitting in the grass, you kind of ruin the grass.
Trample a bit.
Doesn't even look like that. So it's just a cruel joke they're playing on someone there.
Yeah. So that was a good little spot. And then as you head down there is some of the little marinas. Nearly every sort of little town or whatever, there is a little cove or bay, little fishing things. Some of them have a bit more attractions than other. But then we decided we'd go.
Well, we thought we were going to camp at that lighthouse.
Oh, that's
I'll let you say the name, because this is going to be.
I don't even know the name.
This is going to be a great episode for me just to butcher names.
I actually like.
It's like Mississauga, but spelled different.
Mrs. Maggie, Mrs. Mr. Miyagi. No disrespect, any.
How's it go?
Let's see what I'm trying to find.
Even if you see it, you're gonna be able to say it. It's literally directly, like, pretty well across from us right now.
Yeah, Miss. Oh.
But yeah,
I can't. Oh, see, I've got Mississauga, but that's all for the First Nations there. But the lighthouse, Mrs.
Find it?
Yeah, well, I've got. Is it the one?
Yeah, right.
Mississauga Provincial Park. So it's Mississauga.
Yeah, it's Mississauga, right? Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll say that for you.
All right,
so Mississauga Lighthouse.
I'm glad you confirmed that.
There we go.
All right, yeah, that was our plan. Seen some pictures out of there, and I heard there's like good cheap camping, so that was our plan to go there. Couldn't really get any information if it was open or closed, so we took the risk of the 1 hour drive, basically end of the island to the other end.
Well, it was more than an hour.
Yeah, it was. It was probably one of the more boring drives.
Yeah,
because the half hour. There's definitely a half an hour there.
Yeah,
it's just
trees, like close to the road. So it's not like you're looking over undulating landscape. It's trees either side of the road, nothing to see, and then you get to the massive Lafarge quarry,
ginormous.
Yeah, so that's the end of the road.
Yeah, turn around and head back.
So back that whole hour and whatever to.
Yeah, then we stopped in that was it Meldrum Bay?
Yeah,
that was a pretty cool little town too.
And then we found that place to go swimming.
Yeah, that was good. One of the better swimming holes we found this trip.
What was that? Was that Cook's Bay? Cook's Bay?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we went to another one, the other side, and then came back to that.
It's just like a big fishing dock, and had one little.
It was weird, right? It's like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There isn't any town. There was nothing.
It's just like you took a pretty rural road for 15 minutes, and then you
nice concrete like built dock.
Yeah.
But it had a fishing boat.
There's a couple. I've seen a couple like that. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's a pretty serious dock. But yeah, no, swam there for a bit. Probably hot day, and it was perfect. And from there, where'd we go?
That's when we came back towards.
Oh yeah, came back through.
Came back to Bridal Falls and.
Did we see anything out? Any wildlife? Oh, ospreys.
Yeah,
and the babies there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's interesting too. So they've got along their roads on a number of different locations the osprey platforms, nesting platforms, and two of them had osprey on them. There's one that was pretty close to another one. Didn't have one. I'm going to assume that was more proximity. We did get the sandhill cranes with the two colts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But we didn't. We got them, but we didn't really,
Yeah, it could have been better.
The grass was as big as
you
tall.
just seen their heads sticking out of the tall grass. It made a kind of cool picture.
That's
interesting.
Bit, it's just different. It's more natural habitat.
Yeah.
But obviously, it would have been still nice to try and get them with the whole image.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then we headed back to the Bridal Falls, parked up, went down there. Give people an opportunity to get out of the way. They didn't take it. There's more people next time we come back.
Yeah.
So just left there.
Some possible funky business going on the bottom, even.
Oh yeah, there's it's up to no good. Like it's public, and people just think it's a love shack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's enough to do. Like you say, you could probably spend two days. Maybe.
Yeah. Because really, the west end of the island, I could be wrong, there's not much on the west end. Everyone, you always do that strip.
The west end where we went.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, that's once we head down that road, there was nothing for.
There's a couple little towns like I don't know. It'd be all right for like the tour if you had the time to like
just
go to each little town and
just
kind of thing. It'd be, but like other than that, main attraction wise.
And then the east side is all the reserve,
like,
right?
Yeah, and then you have there's a couple within that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I think like a huge chunk of it is, like a lot of it is.
Right.
I don't know how much, but a lot. And then but like basically from South Baymouth, I think, so where the ferry drops you off. That all the way to Little Current is like the more touristy stretch, I guess. And it's pretty nice. They got like the Manitoulin Brewery, which is
that's your favorite thing.
Yeah, love their cans. Pretty cool. Then what else? Animal wise, not much animal. Oh, we went to that mill. That mill was cool.
Oh, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Whitefish Falls.
Yeah.
Abandoned mill.
Is it considered on the? It's not really on the island. That was before that swing bridge.
Did we go through Espanola yet?
Yeah. Because
I don't know. Is it officially that swing bridge?
Well, that has to get you on the island. You go from not being.
Yeah, but we go through a bunch of like bridges along the way. That's just a bigger bridge.
Well, I would assume that's what would make it the. You
could be right. I don't know.
Well, I'm not. It's just an assumption.
Oh no, definitely Little Current. Little Current and
This is the swing bridge.
Yep. So we were Whitefish Falls.
Yeah, it's way before that. But it's the main road down to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a.
All right, that don't count then. Dang.
Yeah. So Whitefish Falls.
It's very mainland, actually.
Yeah. All right. So it has the little sort of waterfall. It used to be some sort of water mill.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they did. It's just foundations and a bit of a structure left, but it's a nice spot. You can stop there for.
There's a little picnic spot on the top there too.
Have a picnic or stop for 10 minutes to have a look at it, get a couple of photos. The wildlife then were really sort of miss on the wildlife.
Yeah. Well, notorious for their deer there, supposedly.
Oh, so yeah, tell them a story about so the deer are protected or.
Like I'm gonna look it up on like why Manitoulin's deer issue is.
Yeah.
Because the amount of infrastructure and warnings about deer.
So you look it up. I'll talk about the infrastructure.
How devastated you were.
Right. So you drive on the main road, and all of a sudden you start seeing these like poles, but they're more. They've got like devices attached to them. So what it is sensors on either side. So at night time, there's a fence before that. Then there's these poles. So if the deer come over, jump over the fence, then break this sensor, lights all go off, like a curtain of lights, and then flashing lights for the drivers come on to show you something's broke the light somewhere along this stretch. Now that stretch was maybe 2 kilometers to have that infrastructure.
Yep. The
infrastructure is so needy that there was guys that have to cut the grass between each pole to stop the sensors going off. But as they're cutting the grass off, they're setting the sensor off. So you see the flashing lights saying the light has been broken, but there's no deer. So I'm assuming then that there has to be like herds of deer for this reason or whatever. Like there's so many deer just in that area that they have to have that.
You'd imagine.
Is there any information on the?
I'm trying to find it, but because like the island all funnels kind of to that area. But the only thing I've kind of found right now in this little time I have, 1,000 more deer tags recommended for Manitoulin.
1,000.
1,000 more. So how many more? I would imagine they would have at least 1,000 now.
Well, deer tag is for hunting.
Yeah.
So
you're like that's 1,000.
1,000 more. They're saying there's whatever there is. So they're breeding well.
Yeah.
But those lights aren't. It's not necessarily a deterrent to try and stop deer coming into the island. Or anything. This isn't on. They're already on the island.
Yeah. It's to help drivers not hit them.
Yeah, but which is weird. That they must congregate or come through that one area the most, because after that couple of kilometers,
the trees get denser in some of the spots we were in. No real well, even
the one place we saw the one deer was just in a bit.
Yeah, but even when we were driving in Lafarge there, for a company to warn you, hey, watch out for the deer while you're driving through our company lot, that was weird too.
But as part of that these roads are kind of weird. That almost feels like you're driving people's driveways sometime.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I've never seen that much deer warning anywhere else.
But
ever.
when you get the likes of where we are now, what are you seeing lots of warnings for?
Bears.
How many bears did you see?
0.
So, are these just things made up?
Made up. Is there bears even exist?
Yeah, I don't think bears exist.
Yeah.
Other than like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that's it.
And Paddington.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh was invented not too far. Well, kind of far, but 7 hours ish.
Where?
There's a plover. Not plover. Sandpiper.
Spotted sandpiper.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh, here the loon.
The town. What was the town called? It's along Superior. We stopped there. I can tell you right now. Give me.
And Winnie the Pooh was invented up there.
Yep.
Was the person from there?
Yeah. Oh crap. White River.
And what was it? What is it? The person's from?
Yep.
Melon.
Where was Winnie?
This is really
Originally appearing in Winnie the Pooh, children's book written by the author A.A.
Milne.
Yep. Based on a female black bear found in White River, Ontario.
So the writer's not from there. They just find a bear.
But the bear Winnie the Pooh was.
There's a bit of a stretch again. Like these inventions that you were taking credit for.
I wasn't taking credit for them.
You are, as a Canadian, you were taking credit for inventing everything.
There was definitely some there that were
very dubious.
Yeah, like, it is.
Even the telephone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Brantford. That's the home of Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah.
He's Scottish.
But then some other guy. Yeah, he's born in Scotland. It'd be like,
The great Canadian inventor.
So it's like if I go to Ireland.
Yep.
And I have some genius idea.
Yep.
I'm on vacation.
Yep.
I come up with this idea.
Right.
I'm like, I better write this patent down.
Yeah. So it's an Irish invention.
Is it an Irish invention?
Yeah. Has to be.
Hey? Yeah, has to be like that. But anyway, I don't know. That could be a whole other podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about inventions. So the bears don't exist around here, despite
more signage than I've ever
it's
seen.
crazy the amount of signage.
Signs along the highway, government issued.
Yeah.
Ontario signs, don't feed the bears.
You're in bear country.
Yep.
There is bears everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And I looked at a lot of places today.
Yeah.
Like
even
we even
bear
went.
Poop.
Yeah. No, there's no evidence that bears have ever been here. And like people say, oh, we'll just go to the dump, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So. Last resort, we did that.
Yeah.
How many did we see at the dump?
0.
How many dumps did we check out?
2, and then we drove around for solid 8 hours on way too many roads.
Yeah.
Then our friend Josh there
goes
to Elliott Lake, gets the bears in the feeder.
Yeah, so the bear cubs, 2 bear cubs, totally in a bird feeder.
Like it pretty cool.
But I think that was fake.
Fake. I'm gonna get him to send us.
Because I went to that bird feeder.
And we didn't see the bears.
There's no bears.
Yeah. It was only 24 hours later.
Yeah, exactly.
They should be there.
But there's food left as well.
Yeah.
So
it's not a bear. I would eat all that.
Yeah, exactly. If you think it's a harsh winter coming, you're going to make sure you eat all that, right? Because you gotta fatten up so you can sleep for a solid Canadian 7 months.
Yeah.
No. So bears don't exist.
We did see a fox.
Yeah, first night that wouldn't really. It was good to see it, but. Yeah,
There's a night.
I'm trying to think where.
Burwash.
What's that considered? Area?
What do you mean?
The area was seeing it.
Clarny.
Okay, so Killarney area. So there are such things as foxes.
Yeah.
Foxes exist.
Little pincushion there.
The porcupine.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
watching the porcupine running towards us.
Yeah.
Like,
just a little waddle.
Yeah. It was excited. It seemed excited to see us.
Yeah.
I don't think they were like attacking moves it was doing. It was like
I don't think so.
They were
he did look pretty happy.
Yeah. Pretty sure he cracked a smile at one point.
Yeah.
As if he hadn't seen anybody for a while. So. And like we gave him the opportunity to run away.
Oh yeah.
And he ran away a little bit, but then came back.
Yeah.
To us, and then the moose.
Oh yeah, the 2 moose.
Now that they were unexpected, totally unexpected sights. 2 younger bull moose, nice set of antlers coming on, but they weren't excited to see us.
No.
Like I've never seen. Like they're a big animal, and
they're pretty far. Like they're 100 meters away.
Right.
And they
for some reason hated the sight of us.
Yeah. The second we stopped, they're running.
Yeah.
And they're in a weird spot. They're like landlocked by like a town.
You're right.
And a river.
but still you can't find them.
Yeah. It's like
well, so the grass. It wasn't like they were in a short area and they disappeared. So it was shrubby. The grass was probably 3.5 feet long, 4 feet maximum, and then little sort of forestation. So it appeared like they started running. So the whole time they're running, you could see them, and then once they hit the tree line, disappeared.
Yeah.
So when we went to look for them, the grass was pretty tall on us.
Yeah.
And then all they had to do was literally walk to the tree line and sit down.
Yeah, you never find them.
Never find them.
Yeah.
Even if you had burnt that forest down, they wouldn't have been there. They would have evaporated. So again, and that's always the fun of wildlife photography,
see,
right? You're not guaranteed anything.
Eagle, at least one eagle.
Yeah, I saw the one eagle
Getting chased by the bird. Beaver.
One.
Loons, several loons.
And loons have gone off because like they're so common. they're everywhere. It's like even down our way.
Yeah.
You're starting to see them.
But they yodel. The yodel never gets old.
No, absolutely. That is magnificent.
Yeah.
We very rarely get them calling down our way.
Trying to think, what else did we see? Lots of monarchs.
Yeah, you're a big fan of monarchs. There was the butterfly grill.
Was it butterfly grill?
Yeah, down there. You could have donated some because there's some on your grill. That's about it. Lots of mosquitoes. The mosquitoes seem to do well.
Thermacell's working well today.
Well, it might be that because there was starting to be a crowd. I've probably only got bit twice.
Not bad.
That's not bad. So that worked out well.
I think last night it was just so hot and humid that like the thermacell
couldn't keep up. Wasn't emitting.
The thermocell atoms were connecting to the humidity and falling.
Yeah, could have been
science behind it.
Didn't do anything. I now have. I'm gonna guess probably 50 bites. Just looking at my leg right here, there's at least 12 in this part of my calf. So
I got 0.
Yeah, that's good. Good for you. I'm happy for you. So yeah, that was Manitoulin.
Is that the wood thrush?
Yeah. In the background. So we're set up here. Looks like we're getting quite a bit of moonlight there in the background. We're gonna hopefully wait until it darkens down and hopefully the moon disappears and the stars come out. And again, this is just one of the most fantastic areas for shooting astro stars and the lakes because
really the next town south is Tobermory, and it's
quite the distance.
Quite a distance away.
And it's not not like shooting towards
Detroit or Cleveland, yeah.
So it's not a huge metropolitan area. So this will be thankfully so far it is a pretty clear night. So
not smoky like the last couple nights.
Yeah, we've been having issues with the smoke blowing from the west and some north. There's a lot of fires up further north in here.
Yeah, like Timmins area, there's a couple.
And so they're
really bad above Superior, Kenora area. Looks like.
So there's a lot of the what do you call them? Forest fires.
Yeah.
And only you can stop forest fires.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to be careful with that.
You think that lady who was smoking? Do you think she tossed it in?
Well, of course she did. She could have been starting a forest fire.
Yeah.
So we should have words to her. Yeah. So then we've got a couple of hours to wait before we're going to start shooting anything that way. But it's good. Recommend anybody to get again just. Like the Ontario plates just to say or whatever, it's yours to discover.
Yeah.
Ontario is massive, right? So it's good to get out and go to see different places, go different. Again, I say this to you, you don't really listen, but you don't really have to go to the same place twice, right? There's so many. There's literally so many places in Ontario, and it's so fast.
Yeah.
That unless your grandparents or something live in one of these places.
Yeah.
Don't go ever twice.
My grandparents grew up in Blind River.
Okay, well you can come to Blind River as many times as you want. But everybody else, go to Manitoulin once. Go to Killarney once.
The Algonquin's a tough one though. That one's like.
Well,
you're going there for wildlife.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Right.
And taking a picture of a moose. I don't have to take a picture of a moose in a million different places. I guess you can take a picture of the moose in the same area, and it's you don't want to use the guaranteed word, but you do see him quite often.
Well,
I see him more often.
If you go to Algonquin for a week, if you don't see a moose in a week, it's because you weren't trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much, people who are up there doing animal surveys and that they're seeing them regularly off of Highway 60.
Yeah.
So they're not even going to look for moose. There's enough of them around now that Highway 60, driving along there enough times. You might burn a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
But if you're dedicated to trying to see
But if you
moose,
do like the first 2 hours after sunrise,
don't
2
be
hours
burning
after
in the grass in
sunset,
the middle of the day because
you're gonna
they're going to sit down,
bed it down somewhere.
So and they could be right. We've talked about this before. They could be right at the side of the road beside you.
Yeah, you won't even see
you're not
them.
going to see them. So if you want to see them sort of active, drinking, eating, near the road, first thing in the morning and sort of dusk at night time is when you're going to see them. It is always great to see them. So, but yeah, you can go with Algonquin. Well, some of these places, I'm not saying you don't go anywhere if that's the time frame you've got. You're wanting to get away. It's an inexpensive way to go away. So Algonquin's not bad. If you're going for wildlife, the Bruce Peninsula is another gorgeous place, but you're not really going to go there for wildlife. That way. Rattlesnakes maybe.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's definitely up here, beautiful part of the country. Even looking out here, these islands and that there are just stunning. And the sun was setting there; it was pretty nice. So, definitely another place I would recommend for people to come. Again, you have to watch your expectations. Like we're sort of saying, we got skunked here, there, and everywhere with the weather for shooting landscapes and the lack of wildlife, but when you said what we did see, we're not necessarily getting shots. It's enjoyable. But
good viewing experience we had.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the porcupine gave the best because it was coming towards us.
Yeah.
Everything else was going away from us, so that's always the downside. Even you get some of the loons, it's nice to see the loons or hear the loons, but if they're going away from you, I'm not a big fan of photos of them, but I enjoy them for the wildlife side of things. So yeah. Definitely.
We have our 8-hour drive home tomorrow.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Gotta find something on the way home to break it up.
Well, look. We should look for after this year's done. We'll look for something to see, something between here and
home.
This side of Toronto. Right?
Last 5 hours worst.
Yep. So we'll wrap it up. We'll throw some photos up with us as usual. A bit of maybe video of some of the things there in the background, and try and entice you to come and enjoy some of this stuff up this way in Manitoulin and the greater Manitoulin area.
Yeah.
The greater GMA. Yeah. So that's it. I'll give it a wrap. So it's a good night from Nick.
Good night from Donnie.
Good night.
Good night.